you gotta go over there.
Aurora, 1.
Alrighty, so we're here and we're in half. We're gonna go over a couple different things today, just tightening up a couple things. So, one of the things Jeremy wanted to work on was tightening up that over-under pass that we had worked a little bit. You can hit it out of a lot of different positions. Today we're just gonna start in it in half. I think that's one of the better spots that I like to hit it from. So when I'm here, first thing I'm gonna look to do is clear this elbow, or this knee with my elbow here, and look to dig that arm underneath. Couple details while you're doing that to be aware of. My top knee that's closest to his body has to be pinched into his thigh. This is not one where you can stay real wide stance in half guard, because if I go here and he gets that leg out, he can start to cause me a lot of problems. So if he goes back, as I come to this, I step over and really get that pinch here, keeping that leg trapped in between mine. So I'm here, I'm working with Austin. Boom, as I clear this, I step that leg over, get here, right? Now, once we get here, I'm gonna look to stretch, but as I do that, I'm gonna look to open his hip towards the far side. So when I'm here, I'm gonna look to turn him this way. Reason I'm gonna look to do that is it's gonna set up where I'm trying to go with this hand. Now, as we're here, the goal is to stretch him while maintaining solid control. So I'm here, and keeping that press. I'm not trying to reach out real big with this hand or anything. I'm trying to keep everything tight here. And I'm trying to sneak this hand up for that underhook. Now for me, if we're in pajamas, I'm going to reach for that cloth across the shoulder. If not, I'm just reaching as far across as I can. Here, I'm going to high step and then clear my knee right behind his butt to turn him up. That's going to allow me to put both of my knees behind him. My bottom knee should be right under his butt. My top knee should be under his shoulder blades here. Now, the second our legs clear, we have to make a decision. Do we want to go gift wrap or backpack? If the arm is available, take the gift wrap, always. Boom, here. If not, you're just looking for that backpack drill here. Now, options bar of where you can go. You can high step over, like I like to, and I'll pull into almost like a straight body triangle or far side body lock. You can stay here. Realize you have him laid across your thighs in a good position here. You don't have to go too far. You can also set him up into a backpack drill if you prefer, or if you're a person who prefers that mount, same concept. High step over, transition him down. All right? But a couple of the details, like I said, that I want to focus on for this one. When I'm here, boom, is making sure we collapse and get that leg control as soon as possible. So when I'm here, boom, stepping there. When I drive and stretch, I'm not trying to drive him flat. I'm trying to drive him away here while reaching this hand for the underhook here. That's going to be what allows me. A lot of people focus on driving them flat and up, over and across. Boom here, and I'm using that knee as a wedge so that he can't turn back into me easily. I have that leg control, I have that upper body control now. Here. Now my wedges are in place. It's going to be really hard for him to turn down without scooting away from me. Once you're there, make your decision on where you want to be. For me, like I said, I'm going to look to high step. And I like to collapse that ankle right into his hip pocket. And then I'm just going to pull him on top of that leg. If you have the link, body lock. If not, pray your feet. Boom. Now you're here with good control. You can look to attack kind of where you want to be. Questions on this? Mendoza?
So no gi is the same concept. You just drop the leg and instead of
yeah, no gi. The only really big adjustments here is I'm going to be really diligent on my hip hooking.
okay.
So like when I clear here and I get to here, I'm going to be a lot more dedicated to this section being hooked tight, as opposed to here. You can be, one, a little looser with the grip, but two, you have other kind of gripping options. For me, I naturally always kind of play at no-gi grips anyway, but that's only because that's what I prefer. bop, bop. The only real difference is just your hooks are slightly different here. Here, boom. I can, if you prefer side control, transition back down. There's options there. You just got to decide where you want to be once you get that pass. The other thing we got to be diligent about, guys, is secure your passes before we rush someone. I've been noticing this tactically as we've started competing at higher and higher levels, that sometimes we're not making great tactical choices on, hey, I can secure this and take 3 points, 2 points, whatever it happens to be, but instead I blow past the position and miss something. So tactically, we have to just be a little bit more aware. I know, that was some of our mistakes at ADCC, really weren't technical. About half of them were tactical mistakes, mine included. So those are things we got to start looking at and working on. All right? 1, 2, 3. Something that Mahu wanted some notes on was, okay, obviously there's a couple of the more basic mount escapes that we've worked on, right? It's like Austin's here, I hip bump, he posts his hands, I trap, bridge and roll, right? There's the Oompa escape that we all have worked 1,000 times over, right? Then there's also the Tweety escape that we all love, where hands to hips, explode, knees up center, drive back to half guard, right? Sometimes that's just tough to hit either of those, right? That is, sometimes you really don't want to start reaching with your arms because Austin's a big, strong kid with a beautiful mustache, and he's going to, attack that arm. But you also, he's big enough that just like exploding your hips and framing him isn't going to work either. So how do we get to a better position? Because realize, guys, very rarely are you going to go from being mounted to in a dominant position in one swing. It's going to be incremental improvement here, right? So for me, all I'm going to look to do is get to that like almost Home Alone defense. Just hands by my neck, protecting myself, keeping him off of trouble. Because he's going to be working stuff here. Most guys are going to sit up, they're going to start working for chokes and trying to start isolating your arms. That's great. All I'm going to look to do is post 1 foot, hip bump, and get to my side. But I want to get my bottom side elbow under his knee. Here and here. As soon as I get to that side, I'm turning my hips away, but keeping my shoulders as near flat as I can. Reason is I don't want to turn all the way up onto my side and start giving up my back. So I'm trying to keep kind of that frame in the belly, frame in the arm, in the knee here. Bottom leg goes flat, and I'm going to drive my knee up while I push his knee back. Hope is you're somewhere getting that knee to where you can trap it. Here. As soon as I get that foot over my thigh, clamp onto it. Your goal here is just escaping mount, not getting some wonder sweep here. Once you get here, all we're looking to do is keep our knees pinched and turn them to the other side using our frame. Ideal world, you land somewhere in between 3/4 mount and half guard. So we're here. Skiers are starting to do unfriendly things to me. I like that. I get here. Frame in, frame in. That keeps your arms protected while also allowing you to have some defensive strategy here. I'm going to hip bump, push that knee back. I don't need to get all this all the way back. All I need is his foot. The second that pinches, this hand frames, I'm using this to shrimp, driving up, getting as much in between me and him as I can at that point. It is one of those always illustrious, it is simple but not easy. No part of this is complex, no part of this is rocket science, it's frames and hip bumping. But it's getting that in sequence and getting the details right is going to be the difference in between escaping and not. That's the magic, is in order, in detailed. All right? Questions on this?
And you can get, like, just hold the knee, or your knees above his knee, like you said you don't have to, but if you can't get that, does that help you more?
It helps you with the turn-in. Okay. Like, it'll help you get to where you're in a better position when you turn. Like, if I'm here, and I get, all this, when I turn in, I'm already in a solid half guard as opposed to 3/4 guard, having just his foot trapped or having just, just enough frames in front of you. Open guard as opposed to half guard, It's marginal improvement, but if you can get it, take it. The more control you can have, the better, but unlikely just from a mount position unless they errors are made on their side too. Other questions here? Drill her out. 1, 2, 3. So now we're going to start here in the half guard. And we're going to work a back take for Kat, because she wants to learn cool back takes, right? So we're here, and sometimes it's just really hard to pass people's guard. And it's like, you're being difficult for no reason, sir. I'm just trying to pass. And they're like, no, I'm not about that life. Or sometimes you need to score a lot all at once. So when I'm here, all I'm going to look to do is widen my base out and get a little low here. Next, I have to clear this top leg and then shoot this hand in between my legs as soon as I get it. So I'm here, here, and then I shoot my head and this arm and shoulder in between my legs here. As soon as my legs come up, I have to start looking towards his back. That's the number one mistake a lot of us make on this back take is you get here and you don't start looking to the back until too late. Once I get here, I start reaching for the back, and if I need to, I can grab this leg with this hand here. I roll it up, shoot myself out, and take the back. Because, alright? Biggest thing is getting the roll right and looking towards the back the second you clear. So boom, I get here, and I look. The second I'm here, I'm looking all the way towards my boot right now. Not looking forward, not looking this way. I'm looking straight across, looking for that back. Like I said, I like to grab for the belt or the hip or whatever's kind of this direction.
That's not my belt.
And then here, to the back of that knee. Because that's going to allow me to roll him forward and scoop my hips out just that little bit to take the back. Questions on this? I'm going to do it a bunch more. Questions on the action? Yes, because if not, that knee's in your rolling path. So I'm always looking to clear this, because that's what opens the pathway to shoot.
Would this be one that you probably wouldn't want to go as the first moveset?
Not generally my first option for passing your guard unless I'm bullying white belts. And that's for me even. It's not my go-to. This one's nice, especially if you get someone who's playing real loosey-goosey and they're not trying to manage the distance. Like they get kind of in this high shin, oh, I'm going to block and I'm going to play here. I love it for those guys because they'll mistake instantly. That's who I like to hit on. If you have a guy who's real like lockdown, holding you at Corey from bottom half, is going to set grips and start being methodical there, that's not someone I'm hitting this on. Someone like Jordan who's a little looser there and is going to play that more open half guard game with you, this would be something I would more hit in that type of match. Other questions? We'll walk through it a few more times. Boom, I'm here, widen my base, clear the knee, shoot my hand, head, and everything through the hole. Fine. As soon as you come through, I'm looking towards the back, and I'm axing that foot, not just forward, but kind of at that 45 here. That's what allows you to shift out and take it back.
How important is it that your base is wide?
There you go, because otherwise you won't have the momentum to roll through it.
How important is it that you got a wide base?
That wide base, so without Austin, so when I'm here, I go here. If my base is real wide, it makes that roll a lot harder. Where when I go wide out here, it gives me the space in. Truck. And then you break Riley's leg. That's how Riley broke his leg. Pretty much. Riley got stuck in truck position. For those of you who don't know what truck is, I won't break your leg. Here, I'll demonstrate.
I'm the other guy with stuck in his leg.
So boom, I get here. This is called the truck position. It's a 50-50 leg locking position, where if I'm here and here, I can explode his knee.
Ouchie.
Boom. So that's truck position. And what happened is Riley did this and was like, oh, my femur's not that important. Correct. So,
How would one do that, just hypothetically speaking?
It's called have the hip flexibility of an 80-year-old man.
but yeah, if you get stuck here, biggest thing is start scooting your hips out and start rolling getting a grip on him to push him forward. Because you're going to be in truck and you got to get out of the truck if you don't want to let rock. Now, if you want to shoot out, shoot out. That's up to you. But I don't prefer shooting out in truck because there's no protection. There's no protection on either side. Like it's who's there faster and who's violent quicker.
And now who's flexible?
Yeah, the flexibility doesn't hurt. But so yeah.
No flexibility.
Alrighty. So one more time. I'm working here. I'm defending. Boom. Wide base, clear the knee. Because a lot of people are going to think we're going to what we went over first. That underhook pass, right? That's fine. I'll clear that knee. Boom. Instantly. Looking towards the back. Shifting his hips. Scooting myself out. Alrighty. 1, 2, 3.